Hello and welcome to Ashton Sixth Form College's virtual open event. My name's Anton McGrath and I'm going to be talking you through some slides this evening before I hand over to my colleague Chris Cox, who'll talk you through some of the student experience aspects of life here at Ashton Sixth Form College. Normally we would have you in the hall, but unfortunately due to COVID restrictions we're having to work remotely and virtually, hence the evening tonight and the performance that we are going to be putting on you for the next couple of minutes or so. So I'm just going to go through some bits and pieces first and foremost. These are the badges. These are the bits and pieces of information that we have about the college. Some of these are a year out of date because, as you're aware, last year we used centre assessed grades for our students and we didn't feel it was a direct and fair comparison to look at where students have been in previous years. So the data you're seeing here is mainly for the 2018-2019 academic year. But the top one there in the top corner, we are an outstanding college. In January this year, 2020, we were visited by Ofsted, who came in and spent 4 days with us. They came for the first 2 days to see if we were still a good college, and halfway through that process, they made a decision to actually come back, to convert it to a full inspection, and we were very pleased to see an outstanding outcome there at the end of that particular period. And we were outstanding in all areas, and I'll come back to that later on in the presentation this evening. We are in the top 25% of colleges in the country according to the Department for Education, so that's brilliant. You know that if your sons and daughters decide to come here, then they're going to get a really good quality of teaching and learning, and they're going to get lots of opportunities to do their very best that they can and to progress onto positive destinations. Around about 70% of our students every year get A star to B in their A-level or equivalent in BTEC qualifications. So again, that's 7 out of 10 of the students coming to the college who are achieving grades which are going to transform their lives. They're going to give them the opportunities to go to competitive universities, to get onto really competitive high-level degree courses, or go into the professions and have fantastic careers. So whilst qualifications are not the be-all and end-all, they are very important. And the way that we see them here is that they're the keys to doors. So a student, if they have good qualifications, can go on to do different things in the future, and they can choose not to go to do those things, but they have that choice, and that's what good qualifications will give to students leaving Ashton Sixth Form College. We're also the best performing college in the area according to the Department for Education performance tables, and have been now for the last 4 or 5 years, and that's based on the achievement of students coming to the college based on their prior achievement at GCSE and how far we take them in the time while they're here, and when they leave us and go on to progress to universities or into the world of work, all those high level apprenticeships, we can see the positive and the benefits that we've presented to them as they've been here. And then, as you can see there, 100% pass rates on 38 courses back in 2018-2019. So again, we know that students come to college to get good qualifications, to do the very best that they can, and gaining those qualifications is a minimum really. And as you can see there, 38 of our courses there have got a 100% pass rate. So students coming here will be supported, they will also be challenged to do the very best they can, and in the end, the vast majority of them will achieve those qualifications. And to give you a sense of scale, the college at the moment is around about 2,400 students, and around about 750 A-star or A grades were achieved in 2018-2019, and that includes those A-level performance, but also BTEC level 3 performance too. So we know that we have a really good product here on offer for your sons and daughters, and we know that if they work with us, there's no reason why they can't go on to be ambitious and to achieve well. So moving on to the next slide, and this is something which is our educational ethos. It's what we're here to do, and it's very, very simple. It's putting our students at the centre of everything that we do. And what does that really mean? Because there are lots of head teachers and principals up and down the country who can say that at events like this, and it doesn't really mean anything. It's just pure rhetoric. Well, if I can sort of give you an idea of what that means in a day-to-day context, let's say, for instance, your sons and daughters have got some academic difficulties, they're finding some aspects of the course hard, and they need to get some support from their teachers. And that's likely to happen because, remember, your sons and daughters are taking a step up from level 2 at GCSE to level 3, and some of those things will be more challenging. Well, here at the college, if that's the case, your sons and daughters have the right to go and speak to their subject teachers and get some one-to-one or small group support. So if they knock on the teacher's door and the teacher is doing something different, some admin work, some preparation work, or even some marking, then they are asked to drop that work and turn their attentions to the student who's come to find them to get that academic support. So that's one element of sort of an example of putting our students at the centre of everything that we do. And it also extends to our senior tutor system. So if you need to see a senior tutor for any reason, and it's during the week and it's before the session that you might have in your timetable, you can book in to see your senior tutor and have that conversation. You don't have to wait until the timetable session to get that help and support. And even more widely, in terms of careers, our students, obviously we want them to progress to the best universities, to the best high-level apprenticeships and do really well once they've left us. And that might mean that they need a little bit of extra support from careers. They might need to see the careers team 2 or 3 times, or it may even be more than that. But we don't put a cap or a limit on the number of times that they can see the careers team. So it very much is personalised. It's down to how much time that student needs, the support that they need. That limits the amount of time that they can spend with careers, with their senior tutor, or with their subject teachers as well. So we really do produce a personalised curriculum and a personalised experience for the students here at Ashton Sixth Form College. And again, this is something else that we're really passionate about here at Ashton Sixth Form College. We want all of our students to be ambitious, we want everybody to aim high, and we want everybody to see what they can achieve. And it's a simple question, why can't it be you? And it's something that I say to students all the time in assemblies here, at open events, at other events with students and with parents. We want everybody to be ambitious, so we will work very hard with your sons and daughters to make sure that we try and instill that sense of entitlement. The opportunity to go to Russell Group universities or the best high-level apprenticeships or whatever that might be, to really try their very best to achieve and strive to get to the progression destinations that they want to get to and they're aiming for. So we'll do our very best to make sure that we support students in that context. But ambition here at Ashton is not something which you should shy away from. You should really embrace ambition, and we want every single student who comes to the college to have that sort of mindset, to want to continually get better, to improve all the way through their time here and get to the destinations that they wish to at the end of their time. And on the slide you can see now, we've got some further information here. It's a bit more information from the Department for Education performance tables for 2020. These were published in January of 2020 and are based on the year before's results. And you can see there, looking at our progress score of 0.01, 0.00 would be average performance. The student would get what they are anticipated to get based on their GCSE performance at level 3. And you can see that we're above average there. We're average in terms of our progress score, and we do particularly well compared to other sixth form college providers in and around the local area, but also the Greater Manchester area as well. And some of those are sixth form colleges, some of those are general further education colleges, and some are also schools with sixth forms too. So you can see against that competition, we stand up really well against other institutions more locally, and you can see that volumes of students, there 697 students in that year group were in that cohort, and they did particularly well. Moving on to achievement rates as well, so this is the percentage of students who achieve their qualifications. You can see that at Ashton Sixth Form College, 94% of students achieve the qualifications they came to college to get. And again, you can see that puts us top of the table in the local area, across Greater Manchester, and it's just another example of how we can support your sons and daughters to achieve and get the very best grades that they are able to get whilst they're here at the college. Moving on to vocational qualifications, around about a third of our students each year will do a vocational qualification on its own as an extended diploma, but there's around about another third that will do mixed programmes of A-level and BTEC certificates as part of their curriculum. And you can see again, 9 out of 10, 90% of students there are getting the highest grades, the A-star to B equivalent grades there, the distinctions or higher, distinctions and distinction stars. And we're very proud of that. Across all of our BTEC offering, the certificates and the extended diplomas, our students do incredibly well, and with the support of a fantastic team in our vocational departments, with fantastic teaching and learning, those students go on to achieve very, very high results, which are very competitive across not just the North West, but across the country too. And on this slide here, you can see 2 thermometers. And this information here is taken from ALPS, the A-level performance system, which a lot of post-16 organisations will use as a value-added measure. And the idea is to get to the top. You need to be red hot, and you don't want to be towards the bottom, which is ice cold. So we're looking to be in the red at the very top of that, those thermometers. And on the left-hand side there, we've got our A-level performance, and you can see over the past 3 years we've been ranked in the top 25% of colleges and school sixth forms nationally, which is a real achievement. So we've done fantastically well, and the students on those A-level programmes exceed their target grades in most cases to put us into that top 25% at A-level. And you can see next to that we've got the same thermometer, but this is just for our BTEC provision, our vocational provision. And you can see there for that it's even better again. We're in the top 10% for colleges and school sixth forms across the country. And that puts us in a really competitive position. And that isn't a one-off. We've been in the top 10% there for about the last 6 years. And for the A-level performance, we've been red or in the top 25% or better for the last 4 years as well. So it isn't just a flash in the pan. We are consistently good at providing really good opportunities, teaching and learning wise, for students to progress if they come to Ashton Sixth Form College. And again, I mentioned at the very top of this presentation about our Ofsted Outstanding rating, which we achieved earlier on this year. If you do get a chance to have a look at the Ofsted inspection, please do. You can find it at Ofsted's website, or you can find it on our webpage as well. And it really gives a very good flavour of what we are able to do here and what we achieve at the college. We've got fantastic staff, we've got wonderful teaching and learning, and the students buy into that and they work with us to get the results that we are able to achieve. But it isn't just about the results that students get here at Ashton Sixth Form College, it's about everything else that they do in a sixth form education. So we're also able to add strings to bows. We're able to give different experiences through our enrichment programs, through the other things that we can do here at the college, and every one of those makes a student a better version of themselves tomorrow than they have been today, and that's also important for going forward and being successful in careers later on in life. But we're very proud of our Ofsted rating of outstanding. We've worked very hard to get there. We're outstanding across all areas. And just a reminder again to have a quick look at our Ofsted report there. I think you'll be very interested in what you find. And that's everything from me. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Chris Cox, Assistant Principal for Student Services. Thank you very much for listening, and thanks for your time.
Good evening everyone, my name's Chris Cox, I'm Assistant Principal for Student Services here at Ashton Sixth Form College. I'd like to extend Anton's welcome to you all. It's really unfortunate that I haven't got the opportunity to meet you face to face this evening, but I hope you take this opportunity to find out as much about becoming part of our college sixth form community as you possibly can. First of all, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the support services that are available to students here at the sixth form. Anton's already mentioned to you about our careers team. You can see them there on screen, Debs and Lindsay. They're our dedicated careers advisors. And as a student here at Ashton Sixth Form College, you're entitled to come and have a meeting, face-to-face meeting with Debs and Lindsay anytime that you wish to look at your next steps after sixth form. Next, I'd like to mention our dedicated senior tutor system here at Ashton Sixth Form. All our senior tutors have been previously teachers, they've taught in a curriculum area, but then made a very conscious decision that they wish to move over to be in a more pastoral role here at college. So they will always be the advocate here for the student, they'll always be your first port of call as a parent or carer, as well to communicate here with the college. We also have, despite being not an institution of faith, we do have a multi-faith chaplaincy here, which is run by Reverend Jean. It's a fantastic modern facility, very centrally located here in college, available to all students who have faith and those of none. We do have washroom facilities available in the chaplaincy as well. Next, a little bit more about our inclusive learning team. It's a dedicated team of staff here for students who've got an identified learning difference, or if you have a physical difference, do make us aware of that during your application and as part of your enrolment process, and we'll put you in contact with the inclusive learning team so that they can discuss your needs further. I'll tell you a little bit more about the inclusive learning team later on. We appreciate as well some students may experience some financial difficulties whilst they're here with us, so we do offer bursary scheme and free school meals here at the college as well, so please do look at those details on our website to find out how you apply for those services. Just finally as well, some students do find the transition between high school and sixth form a tricky one, or may have aspects of their lives outside of college that's having an impact on their studies. And we do have a counselling service here at college in Claire and Genevieve, our counsellors. And students have the facility of either self-referring for that service, or they can speak to their senior tutor who will put a referral forward for them. Just a little bit more about the support services that I've mentioned in a bit more detail. So with 15 senior tutors, they will be the advocate for your sons and daughters in the time that they're here. We have an extensive tutorial programme. Every student will have a 1-hour group tutorial. We'll work on study skills, we'll work on progression opportunities, we'll work on the students' personal development during their studies here, as well as focusing in on those and honing those study skills that will really help them here at sixth form and when they make that transition to higher education. We also offer all students in their second year at Ashton the EPQ, our extended project qualification, worth half an A-level. Fantastic independent learning skills are gathered through that qualification, and the universities, if students are looking to progress to universities, really like to see that on a student's application form, because it's often giving them those skills to best prepare them for higher education. Something I do want to mention to you is our Realising Aspirations programme. To describe it in a nutshell, it's really a try before you buy higher education stream. We offer 15 different opportunities for students to research and look into, and it will allow students to meet professionals from higher education who will come into the college in the evening, run lectures with our students to give them a real flavour for what it would be like to study that subject at higher education. In addition to that, we'll also take the students to a very reputable university for their particular strand and give them the opportunity to visit that campus, including sometimes some residential visits as well. We have a dedicated work placement team here at the college as well. That's for students who are on a vocational programme where they have a compulsory work experience element, but also that team are dedicated to finding any students that want to sample some work experience on a particular area outside of their studies. They will help work with them to find them that placement opportunity. Just moving on to communications, having had a son and a daughter go through primary, secondary, and now in the sixth form and higher education stages of their educational journey, I appreciate that communication between ourselves and parents and carers is a really important one. So we will still, much like high schools, keep in regular conversation and communication with yourselves about your son or daughter's progress. We will hold regular parents' evenings. You'll also have the opportunity to register for our CEDA parent portal, where you'll be able to access your son or daughter's timetable, their attendance, you'll be able to see when their exams are. You'll also be able to communicate via that portal to your son or daughter's senior tutor. We also use text messaging as well for any urgent messages that we need to get out to you, particularly around attendance, and your senior tutor will also make phone calls to you on a regular basis if at any stage they've got any concerns about your son or daughter. So, the educational journey here at the sixth form is relatively short compared to a student's overall educational journey. We only have them for 2 years. Without the holidays, you're probably looking at about 18 months, but it's a really crucial and important 18-month period. So what are we preparing those students for? Well, as you can see from the data there, the vast majority of our students do move into higher education. Around 69–70% on average each year move into HE. We have about 8% of students moving into apprenticeships and a further 12% looking at employment. You'll notice there it also talks about other further education studies. We do have quite a significant number of art programmes here at the college, and a number of those students will progress into foundation art courses, hence why some will move into another area of further education. I just wanted to mention our Excel programme. We have a dedicated High Achievers programme here at the sixth form. That's for students who are looking to achieve 7 sevens or better in their GCSE results. And this is very much a bespoke tutorial programme of study. best preparing those students for those very highly selective institutions, Russell Group institutions or Oxbridge institutions. And as you can see from the data there, our students on our Excel programme do extremely well here at Ashton. 9 out of 10 students gaining what we consider to be high grades at A level, that's A star to B, and with almost half of the Excel students achieving A's or A stars in their final results. We have a really, really good track record of progressing students onto those highly selective and challenging programmes. As I said, I wanted to return to our inclusive learning team. Inclusive learning there for all students within the college, not just those with an identified learning difference or specific physical difference. In fact, last year 450 students accessed the service, and we're really proud of the ILT. We've got a dedicated team of staff there to work with students, and it's a really conducive area of the college for students to access if they wish to get some work done during their study periods, or they just want to come and get some support from the dedicated staff in that team. Okay, now it's on to applying. Now's a really, really important stage. If you're a little bit uncertain in terms of the subjects that you wish to apply for, and that's perfectly normal at this stage, I'd really encourage you to have a look at our course pages on our website. Every subject here at Ashton Sixth Form College has a dedicated page with lots of information around awarding bodies, the amount of exam to coursework content and things like that. So do have a look at those web pages now. It's really important to make an informed decision when you are choosing your subjects here at Ashton Sixth Form College. Secondly, it's really important to apply on time as well. Our applications are live currently via our website. You will see the closing date there of Friday the 29th of January. I would actively encourage you all to make your applications before the deadline. We are an oversubscribed college, and I'm afraid any applications that come in after deadline will be on a waiting list. The sooner you get your application in, the sooner we'll be able to interview you, the sooner you'll actually be holding a place here at Ashton Sixth Form. So thank you very much for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. We look forward to answering some of your questions in the Q&A session shortly. Thank you.